using the Airbnb website. As a guest, you may notice that you can only set the range of your ideal price, but you cannot ascend or descend them. The search result listed on the website is in a fixed order. If you are an Airbnb owner, how can you decide the price of your property? Will locations and local context influence the Airbnb price? Therefore, we introduced the social vulnerability concept, which shows the resilience of communities when confronted by external stresses such as natural or human-caused disasters or disease outbreaks, to understand whether there is a relationship between social vulnerability and Airbnb price. The index created by the Regional Planning Association is made by 8 variables, falling into 3 categories: age, income, civic structure, and housing composition. After the literature review process, we found that more variable could be added to the SVI calculation process. As a result, referring to the calculation process made by RPA, we calculate our own SVI. We use principal components analysis and factor analysis to calculate the SVI score. This is the SVI graph from NYC. Uniqueness is the variance that is unique to the variable and not shared with other variables. The lower uniqueness, the greater the relevance of the variable in the factor model. We find out that the percentage of the population that cannot speak English well and those whose original language is not English have a higher relevance in the social vulnerability index model. This graph further shows the positive correlation between immigration and SVI. Comparing SVI map with price level in the city, we found out that the areas with higher SVI score have lower Airbnb price level, and vice versa. Since aim to focus on the local neighborhood level, we'd like to dive into a smaller scale to observe. The number distribution plot turns out that Manhattan and Brooklyn have the most Airbnb properties in the city. The box plot below tells the condition of local SVI score by boroughs. It suggests that Brooklyn has the largest range of contrast to other boroughs, which may imply that greater community diversity in Brooklyn considering the social variables involved in the score measurements. Combining those observations, we eventually choose Brooklyn as our interested area to look at, recalling that population of not speaking English well and English not as the first language are the most unique variables in measuring SVI score. We map out the immigrant group's distribution trend within Brooklyn, comparing to the Airbnb price. We found out that the Airbnb properties in those immigrant concentration neighborhoods tend to be cheaper. Summing up the results from our analysis, more variables could be added to the current SVI measurement by Regional Planning Association. And immigration, due to its high uniqueness, has a higher relevance in the social vulnerability index model. The analysis also suggests an inverse relationship between social vulnerability index and Airbnb price. Areas with high social vulnerability have low Airbnb price. The final production of our project is an interactive platform in which the Airbnb data and community context are visualized and displayed, which enable the interaction and information communication between data and platform users. This platform contains multiple layers including SVI score and demographic profile. Markers have been pinned on each location. When clicking them, a pop-up will show you the information of this location's price and room type.